Listen, chosen one, if you're watching this right now, it's not by accident. God is giving you eyes to see and ears to hear something you may have felt but couldn't name. Something in your home, in your family right under your nose, happening. And the Holy Spirit is nudging you to pay attention, not with fear, not with paranoia, but with discernment. Because there is someone very close to you as someone who shares the same blood. Someone you call sister, and her hidden actions are about to be revealed. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to show you could save your peace, your family, and even your purpose. This isn't about accusing anyone. This isn't about starting a war. It's about equipping you with spiritual wisdom so you won't be caught off guard. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's go into this together. First, I need you to understand the spiritual context of what's happening. The Bible teaches that not every battle is against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. That means many times the person isn't the real problem. The problem is what's operating through them. And when God gives you a warning, when He makes you stop and feel that unrest in your spirit, He isn't preparing you for war, He's preparing you for wisdom. Have you felt that discomfort when your sister walks into the room? That strange feeling that something isn't right, even when everything looks normal on the surface. That's not you being crazy, chosen one, that's discernment. God gave you peace as a spiritual thermometer. And when someone close to you is operating with hidden motives, your peace gets disturbed. You don't have to prove anything yet. You just need to observe. Because the truth is, God doesn't show you everything all at once. He shows you little by little, so you can pray, prepare, and act with maturity. Now let's talk about the subtle signs. The ones that are easy to ignore when you're running on autopilot in daily life. Pay attention, because in the next point, you'll understand why these things matter so much. Has your sister changed the way she talks to you recently? Not in an obvious way, but subtly. The one who used to share everything now keeps secrets, answers with half words, avoids eye contact when you ask about something specific. Or maybe she started asking strange questions about your life, about your plans, about who you're talking to, but when you ask about her life, the answer is vague, quick, closed off. That's the first sign, a shift in posture. Someone operating in something hidden always creates emotional distance while keeping physical proximity. She's around, but she's not truly present. She listens, but with the intention to collect information, not to genuinely connect. Second sign, ambiguous phrases. She says things that seem normal but leave you confused. Phrases that could mean two things. Comments that sound like compliments but carry a sting underneath. For example, she might say, "Wow, you've been so confident lately. It must be nice not to care what people think." Sounds like a compliment, right? But hidden in it is an insinuation that you're arrogant, that you don't care about anyone. Or she says, "It's great that you're going after that. I tried once, but I realized it wasn't for me." That plants doubt. That makes you question whether you're on the right path. Chosen one, when someone uses words to create fog instead of clarity, that's not innocent. That's emotional manipulation disguised as casual conversation. Third sign, guilt reversal. Every time you try to have an honest conversation about something that bothered you, somehow you walk away feeling like the villain. You try to explain how you felt, and she flips it. "You've always been too sensitive. I was just joking. Why can't you take a joke?" Or worse, "I do everything for this family, and now you're accusing me of something after everything I've done for you." That's classic manipulation. She makes you feel guilty for having boundaries, for expressing discomfort, for asking for respect. And little by little, you start doubting your own perception. You start thinking maybe you're the problem, maybe you're overreacting, maybe you should just swallow it and move on. But no, chosen one, no. When you constantly feel confused after interacting with someone, when you always walk away questioning yourself, that's not a coincidence. Fourth sign, information distortion. You share something in confidence, and suddenly, the story comes back to you completely different. She told other people, but changed details. She exaggerated. She omitted. She added things you never said. And when it reaches you, and you confront her, she denies it, or says you misunderstood. Chosen one, that's not a memory slip. That's strategy. People operating with hidden agendas need to control the narrative. They need others to see you a certain way, so that when the truth comes out, no one believes you. They are building a version of you in other people's minds, a version that serves their interests. Fifth sign, silent competition. Every time something good happens to you, her reaction is strange. It's not genuine joy. It's a forced smile. "Hey, that's nice," with no emotion. And right after that, she changes the subject or mentions something she's doing that somehow minimizes your win. If you pass a test, she mentions she passed 3. If you get praised, she reminds you of when she got an even bigger compliment. If you're happy, suddenly she's sick, sad, needing attention. That's invisible competition. She can't truly celebrate you because deep down she believes your light dims hers. And chosen one, that's a deep wound in her. It's not about you, but you need to recognize it so you don't become a victim of it. Now, let's talk about the why. Why would a sister act like this? Why would someone so close operate in secret? And here, chosen one, you need to understand something fundamental. This is rarely truly about you. Most of the time it's about envy, control, fear, or old wounds that were never healed. Maybe she grew up watching you receive something she wanted. Maybe in her mind, your parents favored you, gave you more attention, validated you more. She may have built a narrative over the years that she's less important, less loved, less valuable, and now she's trying to balance that in distorted ways. Or maybe she's afraid of losing you, afraid you'll grow and move on while she's left behind. So she tries to hold you, control you, keep you small so you'll always need her. Or, chosen one, it could be worse. She could be operating under someone else's influence, a boyfriend, a friend, someone who planted ideas in her head about you, about the family, about opportunities she could have if you weren't in the way. The hard truth is that sibling envy is one of the oldest forms of spiritual conflict. Cain and Abel, Joseph and his brothers, David and his older brothers. The Bible is full of stories where the ones who should support you become the ones who hurt you the most. But it's also full of stories of restoration, forgiveness, healthy boundaries, and victory despite family opposition. So don't lose hope, but don't be naive either. In the next point, you'll understand exactly what to do in a practical and Christian way. Because knowledge without application changes nothing. So what do you do now that you know? First, you pray, not against her, pray for her, and for discernment. Pray that God would show the full truth, expose what needs to be exposed, and protect what needs to be protected. Pray that her heart would be touched, that her wounds would be healed, that any demonic influence would be broken. Prayer is not passive. Chosen one, prayer is the most powerful weapon you have. And when you pray sincerely, God starts moving mountains, clearing confusing situations, and giving you specific strategies for each moment. Second, you set clear boundaries. That's not a lack of love, that's wisdom. You don't have to cut her out of your life completely, but you do need to stop sharing everything. You need to stop giving full access to your life. If she asks about your plans, you can be kind but vague. I'm doing well, just taking things day by day. You don't have to lie, but you also don't have to hand everything over on a silver platter. Boundaries are about protecting your peace and your purpose. And chosen one, people who respect you will respect your boundaries. Those who don't will try to make you feel guilty for having them. And that alone confirms you need them. Third, you have a calm conversation when the Holy Spirit leads you, not in the heat of the moment, not when you're hurt or irritated, but when you're at peace, prepared, covered in prayer. You choose a private moment and speak with clarity and love. I felt that something has changed between us, and I want to understand what's going on. Can we talk honestly? You give her room to speak, but you don't accept manipulation. If she tries to flip it, you gently return to the point. I understand you feel that way, but I need you to understand how I feel too. If she denies everything, you don't force it. You plant the seed and let God water it. Fourth, you check the facts. If she's spreading distorted information, you calmly correct it with whoever needs to be corrected. You don't create drama. You don't start a war. But you also don't let lies settle in as truth. You speak with calmness, with evidence if necessary, and you trust that truth always comes to light in the right time. Chosen one, it's not your job to convince everyone. It's your job to stay in truth and let your life speak for itself. Fifth, you protect your peace above all. That means you don't enter every argument. You don't get pulled into every provocation. You don't waste energy trying to prove your worth to someone who already decided not to value you. You focus on your purpose, your journey, and the people who genuinely support you. And when she tries to pull you into drama, you respond with serenity, with strategic silence, with the maturity of someone who knows that some battles don't need to be fought because God already secured the victory. Sixth, you seek wise support. If the situation is affecting you too much, if you're starting to doubt yourself, if you need outside perspective, talk to someone you trust. It could be a mature adult, a pastor, a counselor, a spiritual friend who knows both sides and can offer wisdom without unfairly taking sides. You're not alone in this, chosen one. And asking for help is not weakness, it's wisdom. And now let's talk about the hardest, but most freeing part. Forgiveness with boundaries. Chosen one, you can forgive your sister without blindly trusting her again. You can release her from the emotional debt without putting yourself back in the line of fire. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. Forgiveness means letting go of bitterness, handing justice over to God, and choosing not to let this situation poison you from the inside. But boundaries mean you learned, you grew, and you won't allow toxic patterns to repeat. And those two things can coexist. You can love from a distance. You can wish her the best while protecting what's best for you. You can pray for her restoration while building your own peace. The truth is, God allows these situations to surface, to teach you something you wouldn't learn any other way. He's teaching you discernment. He's teaching you boundaries. He's showing you that not everyone close to you is truly for you, and that's not to make you paranoid. It's to make you prepared. A mature chosen one isn't shocked by betrayal, isn't shaken by opposition, because he understands it's part of the refining process. David had to run from Saul. Joseph was sold by his own brothers. Jesus was betrayed by someone he loved, and all of them came out stronger, wiser, more prepared for the purpose God had. So if you're going through this right now, chosen one, understand, this is not the end. This is preparation. God is making you strong where you were fragile. He's giving you sight where you were blind. He's positioning you in a way that no one will be able to take you down. Because you'll be standing not on fragile relationships, but on the rock who is Christ. And when the storm passes, when the full truth comes to light, you'll look back and thank God for every sign he gave you, every warning he whispered in your spirit, every time he protected you from traps you didn't even see. And about your sister, pray for her. Because in the end, hurt people hurt people. And if she's acting like this, it's because there's deep pain inside her that was never treated. You're not responsible to heal her only. God can do that. But you can be an instrument of prayer. You can be someone who, even in the face of offense, chooses maturity. You can be the one who breaks the cycle of retaliation and responds with wisdom. And who knows, chosen one, God may use this very situation to bring healing not only to you, but to her as well. Because when you stop reacting and start responding with the Spirit, everything changes. The atmosphere changes. The dynamics change. And what was meant to destroy you becomes the testimony of God's faithfulness in your life. So stand firm, not with pride, but with peace, not with revenge, but with trust in God. You were chosen for something bigger than family drama. You were called to purpose, to impact, to carry God's presence in a way that troubles hell. And if there's opposition even inside your own home, it's because the enemy knows you carry something powerful. He knows that if you reach where God is taking you, many things will change. So he tries to distract you, tear you down, make you quit choosing the people closest to you. But chosen one, you will not fall, because now you know. Now you're alert. Now you have discernment. And with God on your side, you are more than a conqueror. If this message touched your heart, if you felt like God was speaking directly to you, I need you to do a few things right now. First, hit that like because it helps this content reach other people who also need this warning. Second, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Because I'm going to keep bringing messages that equip you spiritually to win every battle that comes. Third, share this video with someone you know is going through something similar. Because sometimes the right word at the right time can save someone's peace and purpose. And lastly, go to the comments and write the word discernment in all caps. This will serve as a prophetic declaration over your life, and it will also show me you're with me on this journey. I read every comment, and I pray for everyone who engages here. So don't leave without making your mark. Write discernment in the comments now. God bless you powerfully. Chosen one, your victory is already guaranteed.